Was the partition of India in 1947 a terrible mistake? Would Pakistan have been better off as a part of united India? These are not my questions. These are questions that the people of Pakistan are asking themselves, and we don't blame them for it. Their country's economy is in the ICU. Prices of fuel and basic necessities are shooting up to astronomical levels. The currency is currently in free fall. Forex reserves are around just $2.5 billion. The national debt has never been higher. The IMF will not lend any more foreign exchange, not without strict conditions that have now created a virtual civil war at the highest levels of Pakistan's government. This concoction of misery, this continuing collapse has left many ordinary Pakistanis with an overwhelming sense of doom. And you can gauge this sense of doom from the viral YouTube videos like these. They were shot on the streets where Pakistan's ordinary citizens live, not in the mansions of the political elite, but in the bustling markets of Karachi and Lahore. The common man has a common dread, the fear of an impending doomsday. Yes, the people of Pakistan fear a political apocalypse, a complete collapse of the polity and the economy. Why? I'm going to tell the story in numbers now. Just look at the statistics. The rate of inflation has touched 27.6%. That's a 48-year high. The Pakistani rupee is trading at 267.4 against the dollar. If we speak of fuel prices, petrol is selling at 272 rupees per litre. Diesel is selling at rupees 262 per litre and kerosene is selling at 217 rupees per litre. The price of milk has increased from 190 rupees per litre to 210. And if we speak of chicken prices, 1 kilogram of chicken now costs 700 to 780 Pakistani rupees. And if we speak of boneless chicken meat, it has hit a new high of a whopping 1,000 rupees per kg. Such is the state of affairs, where the prices of edibles, of daily essentials have become unaffordable for most Pakistanis. And everyone is blaming just about everyone else. Shopkeepers are blaming the distributors for charging them at a whim. The distributors in turn are blaming retailers, the retailers are blaming wholesalers, and the wholesalers are blaming the animal. Yes, they say that milk production has fallen drastically. And as for chicken, birds have disappeared from poultry farms. I wonder where they've gone. In any case, what are Pakistan's leaders doing about it? The present government is accusing the former finance minister of treason. Yes, at a time when many Pakistanis cannot even afford basic necessities, the Pakistani leadership, the government, can only think of revenge. Revenge against the opposition. Take the case of Shaukat Tareen, the former finance minister of Pakistan. He has been booked under sedition. What for? For trying to derail the IMF deal. Let me explain. Last year, a new audio leak had surfaced. The audio was of a man, allegedly Tareen, instructing PTI leaders to lay hurdles in Pakistan's bid to secure an IMF bailout, a crucial IMF bailout. The audio tapes emerged in August last year. 6 months on, Shaukat Tareen has been charged with sedition. And now, returning to today's woes, what has happened to the IMF bailout? Is Pakistan closer to securing it? Not really. The bailout remains stalled, courtesy the IMF's strict conditions. It wants Pakistan to impose reform that will hurt. New taxes, to raise tariffs on natural gas prices. And Islamabad doing this. It has no other option. Look at this headline now. In its bid to secure the bailout, Pakistan has nearly doubled gas prices. And if reports are to be believed, it is expected to announce a similar rise in the price of electricity. Who will this affect? This shows you the kind of dominance the IMF enjoys in Pakistan. When the IMF gives orders, Pakistan's desperate government succumbs. Pakistan's old friends, be it Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar and China, are no longer ready to pour money into Pakistan's national begging bowl. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif described this begging as humiliating. But today, he has to bow down before the IMF whiplash, while the country shivers in what might be called a high IMF fever. That said, this reform needs bipartisan support to be taken forward. But the sheer personal hatred between the ruling Sharif family and the opposition leader Imran Khan makes agreement impossible. The country's president is from Imran Khan's party, the PTI, on instructions from his real boss. He has now become an obstacle to the government. Look at this next headline now. Alvi has refused to approve a mini-budget ordinance that was supposed to raise taxes to secure the IMF bailout in question. The Pakistani president says that the government should take the parliament into confidence before making such a move, that it needs to get the consent of all lawmakers to raise taxes. So what does all this tell you? That the biggest hurdle to Pakistan's success, the biggest obstacle to Pakistan's recovery, are Pakistan's politicians. The country has no money left, but it has no shortage of gas bags. While they try and destroy one another, it is Pakistan, the people of Pakistan, which are suffering. Pakistan is being destroyed to the point where many are saying what was earlier unthinkable, that maybe the creation of Pakistan wasn't such a good idea after all. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.